What's up guys, DRock1992 here. This next video will be part 3 of my most anticipated movies of 2016. In this video I'm going to be looking at the movies that I'm most anticipating, that are coming out in the months of July, August, and September. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. The first movie on my list is coming out July 1st. So the week of July 1st looks pretty interesting. It definitely does. And let me see something here. Okay, yeah, this week looks pretty interesting. 3 movies coming out that weekend that look pretty interesting. And the first movie I'm going to talk about is going to be the next Steven Spielberg film, the BFG. I remember having to read the BFG in school. A lot of former high school students and all that, high school students now, former high school students, a lot of them probably had to read the BFG. I believe I had to read it too in school. But it is going to be directed by Spielberg, and it is going to the BFG is a big giant, I can't remember what it's pronounced. What Big Friendly Giant, that's what it stands for. It is a book that was written by Roald Dahl, who was a famous author. A famous, I think, children's author. So the plot of this movie reads like this. Tells the story of Sophie, the Queen of England, and the BFG, who set out on an adventure to capture the evil, man-eating giants who have been invading the human world. So I am looking forward to the BFG, and I saw a trailer for it, and it looks very interesting. Looks very interesting for sure. I'm definitely I'll check it out. Next movie coming out the week of July 1st is The Purge 3. Again, I have not seen the first 2 Purge movies. I gotta see those before I see The Purge 3. But I'm looking forward to it. The Purge, if I remember correctly, it's this franchise where you get 1 day out of the year where you can kill. There's 1 day out of the entire year that you can murder people. You can kill people, things like that. And this is what this franchise is based around, kind of, and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to The Purge 3. And the other movie, probably the movie I'm most anticipated in for that week, would be The Legend of Tarzan. There have been a lot of film adaptations of Tarzan. I grew up on the Disney animated movie Tarzan. I've watched that movie a few times before. The Legend of Tarzan. Alexander Skarsgård is going to play Tarzan in this movie. Margot Robbie, an up-and-coming young star. Christoph Waltz is going to be in the film. Margot Robbie is going to play Jane. Christoph Waltz, great actor. Samuel L. Jackson, of course, every movie has Samuel L. Jackson anyway. So, movie's going to be stacked, cast-wise. And the plot reads like this. It has been years since the man once known as Tarzan, Alexander Skarsgård, left the jungles of Africa behind for a gentrified life in London as John Clayton III, Lord Greystoke, with his beloved wife Jane Porter, Margot Robbie, at his side. Now he has been invited back to the Congo to serve as a trade emissary of Parliament, unaware that he is a pawn in a deadly convergence of greed and revenge, masterminded by the corrupt Belgian Captain Rom, Christoph Waltz. So, I mean, the plot looks very interesting for this film, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, we move on now to the week of July 8th, and there's a couple movies that look interesting. First off, in a comedy. They're both comedies, actually. Live action comedy, first off, I'm going to talk about is Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. It looks very interesting because of the names. Zac Efron is a big name. He's going to be in the movie. Anna Kendrick, a big name. She's going to be in the movie. Aubrey Plaza, who I've heard of, I've heard the name. Adam Devine, I've heard the name as well. So I'm looking forward to this comedy. And then The Secret Life of Pets, which is an animated comedy. It is going to be... It actually is produced by Illumination Entertainment. I thought it was like a DreamWorks movie or something like that, but yeah, The Secret Life of Pets. This is basically what pets do. It's basically what... It takes a look at what these animated pets do when their owners are away. So, and I saw a trailer to it too. It looks pretty hilarious. It looks pretty cute, hilarious for sure. So I'm looking forward to the movie. And it's got a big cast too. Louis C.K., Kevin Hart, Steve Coogan, Bobby Moynihan, Albert Brooks. So it looks very interesting. Oh. Moving on to the next weekend. And this is going to be the week of January 15th. There's just one movie that I'm looking forward to that weekend, and it's a big one too. Ghostbusters. The reboot of Ghostbusters. And it's going to be an all-female cast. So, you have Melissa McCarthy, you have Kristen Wiig, you have Kate McKinnon, and you have Leslie Jones playing the four Ghostbusters. Now, the original Ghostbusters movies that came out in the 80s, I really enjoyed those films. I watched both of them, and I really do enjoy them. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and... Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and he just passed away. I gotta remember the name. What's the name of the guy? I just gotta check out the... Harold Ramis. That was the guy. Who just recently passed away. Because Ramis recently passed away, he is not going to be making a cameo in the movie, but Ben Affleck, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson are all making cameos in the film. So it's kind of interesting to kind of serve the old with the new, you know, kind of get the old in there as kind of a reminder of what Ghostbusters, this franchise, was, for sure. And I am looking forward to this new Ghostbusters version. I like Melissa McCarthy as a comedic actress. Kristen Wiig's hilarious. Kate McKinnon on Saturday Night Live is hilarious. This movie could launch her career. It could. If she's really good in this movie, it could really take her places as a comedian in movies and stuff like that. She could actually headline her own films. Leslie Jones, same thing. Maybe that could catapult her career as well. But yeah, yeah, Ghostbusters, I am definitely looking forward to. It looks like it could be a really good movie, for sure. So, the week of July 22nd, there's a couple movies that I am looking forward to. And the first one I'm going to talk about is Actually, Ice Age Collision Course. I grew up on the first Ice Age movie, and I really enjoyed it. I had it on VHS actually back when they had VHS back in the day, but yeah, I had Ice Age, the first Ice Age movie, and I remember it pretty well, and it was a good movie. This movie, Ice Age Collision Course, is going to be the 5th installment in the Ice Age film series. So there you go. I'll check it out one time. I think I have only watched the first movie. I don't think I've watched any of the other ones. But, we'll have to see. I'm a big movie lover, so I'll definitely check it out at some point. I gotta watch the other ones first, but, I'll definitely check it out. The other movie that's coming out that week is Star Trek Beyond, the 3rd Star Trek movie in the new Star Trek universe. There's been a lot of Star Trek movies, but this one is going to be the 3rd in the new set of movies that have come out. Now, I reviewed the first Star Trek movie on this channel. If you want to check that out, it is on the channel. And I liked it okay, but it was tough to understand. Not being a big Star Trek fan to begin with anyway, there was some stuff that confused me and all that sort of thing. Back when I actually reviewed when I actually revealed what the whole movie was about, I had trouble revealing what the whole movie was about because I didn't really understand much of the movie. But I am interested in Star Trek Beyond because, and I'm kind of interested in the Star Trek universe because I recently revisited the Star Wars franchise. I have the reviews of all the Star Wars movies on my channel, and I enjoy pretty much all of them. Star Wars is definitely it definitely piqued my interest. It's my favorite out of the entire between that and Star Trek. Star Wars is my favorite, but I'm definitely willing to look into Star Trek. I'll watch a lot of the older movies perhaps, and I'm going to watch the first Star Trek from 2009, Star Trek Into Darkness, which is the second one. So I'll definitely check it out, but Star Trek Beyond, I'm interested in. And then finally, the week of July 29th, there's one movie in particular that I'm looking forward to, and that is the 5th Bourne film. Untitled 5th Bourne film. They have not come out with a title yet. But this movie's good because Matt Damon's coming back. I have watched all 3. I've watched all 4 of the Bourne movies. It's been a long, long time. The Bourne Identity, the Bourne Supremacy, the Bourne Ultimatum, and the Bourne Legacy. The Bourne Legacy was the only movie in that entire series that did not have Matt Damon in it. It had Jeremy Renner in that movie. But I have good memories with the Bourne movies. The Bourne Ultimatum was my first ever PG-13 movie that I saw in a movie theater. My first ever one. And I went back and watched the Bourne Legacy, and I enjoyed that. But like I said, it's been a long time. I saw Ultimatum in theaters as well. I don't think I saw Legacy in theaters. No, I didn't see Legacy. But yeah, I'm going to have to definitely revisit all the Bourne films. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the 5th Bourne film. That's it for the movies in July. Now we get into the month of August. And there's one big movie that's coming out the August 5th, the week of August 5th. And that's Suicide Squad. Another big comic book movie that I'm tremendously looking forward to. Suicide Squad is about this entire group of villains, basically. This group of bad guys that suddenly have to do good in the universe and all that. Margot Robbie plays Harley Quinn in this movie. Will Smith plays a character named Deadshot. Will Smith passed on Independence Day 2 because of Suicide Squad. So definitely, let's hope that he definitely does good in Suicide Squad. But there's some names in there. Jared Leto plays the new Joker. It's going to be very, very interesting how Jared Leto does. Our last Joker, Heath Ledger, won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for the Joker. And he's beloved as one of the greatest Jokers of all time that we've ever had. So we'll have to see how Jared Leto does in his role, his new role as the Joker. He's going to be the new guy. Heath Ledger passed the mantle on to Jared Leto. Let's see how Leto does. And then there are other big names as well that are going to be in the movie. Jai Courtney, Viola Davis, Scott Eastwood. Well, some of them aren't big names, but anyway. But Suicide Squad, that looks good. And Ben Affleck, I believe, is going to be in the movie as Batman, too. He'll cameo, at least, as Batman. So, Suicide Squad comes out August 5th. Now we get to the week of August 12th. And there's a couple movies that look pretty good. There's a couple movies that I will talk about. And the first movie is Ben-Hur. Now, I mentioned Ben-Hur because Ben-Hur is a classic movie. One of the greatest movies of all time. Probably. You take a lot of movie critics and all that, they'll tell you that Ben-Hur ranks up there as one of the best movies ever. They're making a remake of it, August 12th. Ben-Hur came out in the 1959, and it was in 1925, there was also a film adaptation as well. So, Ben-Hur, I'm going to have to watch the original, the 1959 version at least. And I'm going to have to definitely see how that is. But I'm looking forward to... one of the main reasons I'm looking forward to Ben-Hur is because Morgan Freeman's in it. And I love Morgan Freeman. He's one of my favorite actors. He makes anything good. In my eyes, definitely. He really does. So, Ben-Hur is one I'm looking forward to. The other movie that weekend I'm going to talk about here is... it's an animated comedy, and it is called Sausage Party. It looks very interesting. I mean, I know the title kind of suggests something, but it's an American 3D computer adult animated comedy film. So it's probably going to be rated PG-13 or R. Probably. I mean, from what it says for adult animated, I think it's going to be one of those animated films that is going to be for adults. So, and it has it has Seth Rogen and friends, Jonah Hill, James Franco, Michael Cera, Craig Robinson, Danny McBride. Pretty much those are the guys that are all in movies together. Also, Kristen Wiig's going to be in the movie, Edward Norton, and many others. Big cast, big names in the film. So the synopsis: one sausage's quest to discover the truth about his existence. After falling out of a shopping cart, our hero Sausage and his new friends embark on a perilous journey through the supermarket to get back to their aisles before the 4th of July sale. The movie looks dumb. The synopsis kind of looks dumb. But, I mean, this movie could be a hit. This movie could be a hit with... I trust Seth Rogen and all his crew. I mean, to me, they make good movies. They really do. So, I'm definitely looking forward to it. The week of August 19th looks interesting to me because that's my cat's tail in the video here. Actually, there is one movie that looks interesting that comes out August 19th. It's a crime comedy, and it is called Arms and the Dudes. Two guys who... Jonah Hill, for one, is in this movie. Jonah Hill's great, a good actor. I really do enjoy him. He's funny. And then Miles Teller. Miles Teller was very good in Whiplash. If you want to see a review of Whiplash, I did a review of Whiplash on this channel. Check it out. I mean, Miles Teller was just great in Whiplash. So these two are going to be together in Arms and the Dudes. And it is... The plot reads like this. Two arms dealers, Ephraim Diveroli and David Packouz, secure a $300 million government contract to supply weapons for U.S. allies in Afghanistan. They soon find themselves in danger abroad and in trouble back home. So, this could be very funny. It's slated as a criminal comedy drama film as well, so that, I'm definitely kind of looking forward to it. Now, the week of August 26th there's one movie in particular, and that's Mechanic Resurrection. It's a Jason Statham movie, and Statham, this is a sequel to the movie The Mechanic that came out in 2011. Never watched that film. I'm going to have to watch it, definitely. But I like action movies so much, I'll definitely check out the Mechanic movie, and then I'll check out Mechanic Resurrection. Also, it's got Jessica Alba in it. Mechanic Resurrection has Jessica Alba in it and Tommy Lee Jones. So it looks interesting. I'll definitely check it out. That's it for August. Now we get into September. And the first movie that piques my interest coming into September, coming out the week of September 9th, is a movie called Sully. And it's based on a true story. It is the story of American pilot Chesley Sully Sullenberger, who heroically landed the troubled U.S. Airways Flight 1549 full of passengers on the Hudson River. This event happened a few years ago anyway. So they're making this into a movie, and Clint Eastwood is directing it. Big name there. And another big name starring in the film, Tom Hanks. I mean, Tom Hanks can do no wrong. Anyway, I mean, he's one of the greatest actors of our generation, for sure, and he'll probably crush it in this movie, as he always does. Aaron Eckhart, also in the movie, Laura Linney, and some other names as well. So I'm looking forward to the film. Let's see here. The week of September 23rd looks interesting to me. And looks interesting because this is a movie I've heard of. This movie that I'm going to talk about now is a movie that I've heard of. Definitely. It's a classic Western movie that they're doing a remake of. And that's The Magnificent Seven. And with this movie, The Magnificent Seven is a remake of the 1960 Western film of the same name. This remake, And the 1960 film, it had a lot of big names in it. Eli Wallach, who was a big name back in the day. Steve McQueen. Charles Bronson was a name back in the day. So it had some of those guys. It had those guys and others as well. The remake is going to have Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, and more. So I'm definitely going to... I'll watch the original. For sure, I will watch the original Magnificent Seven first, and then I'll watch the remake and all that. So I am looking forward to it. So, next on the list is my cat here wants to be in the video. Hi, buddy. Say hi to the viewers. Now, bye-bye. So, see here. The next movie I'm going to talk about here is actually the week of September 30th. Looks to be interesting. There's two movies I'm going to talk about. The first one is Deepwater Horizon. It's a drama disaster movie, and it stars Mark Wahlberg, Kurt Russell, Kate Hudson, John Malkovich as the big names in the movie anyway. But Deepwater Horizon is looks good. It's based on the 2010 Deepwater Horizon explosion in the Gulf of Mexico. I don't know much about that event in particular, but I'm hoping the movie itself, when I watch it, it kind of gets me interested in that event and kind of gets me researching and all that. Or I might research the event beforehand and then watch the movie. I might do that too. I'll do either or. Anyway, but Deepwater Horizon is a movie I'm looking forward to. And then the final movie is Masterminds, which is a heist comedy, which was supposed to come out last year, but did not. And it had a trailer. There was a trailer to Masterminds that was pretty funny, too. So it was supposed to come out in 2015, but was not. It was going to be scheduled to August 19th, which... let's see, August 19th, then it went to October 9th, and then the company that's making the movie faced a financial crisis, so they switched it from October 9th to now September 30th of this year, and all that. Masterminds has a big cast. 4 names: Zach Galifianakis, Kristen Wiig, Owen Wilson, and Jason Sudeikis. This is based on a true story as well. It's based on the 1997 Loomis Fargo robbery in North Carolina. So yeah, that it looks very interesting. I mean, 4 big names in comedy, 4 huge names in comedy. So I mean, that gets me intrigued very quickly. I mean. So there you go. Masterminds, I'm definitely looking forward to. So that's it for the movies for the third quarter of 2016, pardon me. My final part of the video is going to be about the fourth and final quarter of 2016, October through December. So that's it for this video. D-Rock 1992 out.